Hey guys, it's Pip from Framing the Thought here, and today we're going to be talking about Eric Khoo's Ramen Shop, which follows the journey of Matsuda, played by Takumi Saitoh, who's a young Japanese chef desperate to rediscover his parents' past and bring a bit of that past back to his restaurant after his father passes away. First off, this film really made you crave some amazing food with its savory shots of beautiful, well prepared dishes, along with the cinematography which captured the food as if it were something out of a Wes Anderson film, with how symmetrical and centered everything was, making it so beautiful and somehow even more appealing. There were a couple issues with the cinematography though, most notably with shots often feeling a bit awkward, but that just seemed to be because of the close perimeter environment of where they were shooting, and not really at the fault of the cinematographer. This was a much bigger issue when characters were walking in between places, due to how the camera was set up at this weird angle, but it wouldn't move at all, so you'd have to sit at this strange perspective watching this person walk slowly to another location. Upon this, the direction wasn't always the greatest with how these shots were set up, and you didn't always get the intended feeling of the scene right away. Another couple of problems would be that in flashback scenes, the shots were overexposed too much, which sapped away a lot of the color, which ended up being quite annoying due to how phenomenal the cinematography was. Additionally, there were a few brief moments of boredom that crept through the viewer towards the middle of the film. Those are all the notable problems, so let's move on to some positives, because there were plenty of those. First of all, the performances were extremely effective and quite amazing, as they managed to convey strong emotions throughout the runtime, and there were some instances of over-the-top acting to show excitement that was really appealing. There were a few moments where it was a bit hard to tell what emotion was being conveyed by the actors until it was actually said, which was quite unfortunate, and it was a bit of a problem. One of the most prominent and effective parts of the whole experience, though, would be the score that showed up within the first couple of seconds and just pulled you in right away and gave you the exact right feeling of what you were going to be getting out of the movie and each individual scene. The editing was just so seamless that I almost forgot to take note of it entirely, but last minute, as I was writing this, I thought about it and realized just how good it was, so props to that. The dialogue was so funny as well, and felt extremely realistic, and honestly pretty much the same with the rest of the screenplay, substituting funny out with whatever emotion was trying to be conveyed in each respective scene. The last thing that should be touched on is this really cool detail, in which at the very start of the film, there was so much movement in every expository shot, and it didn't feel like it was still at all. But right after the father passed away, and there was the ambulance ride, everything almost felt hollow for a bit, and there was barely any movement, any shot, which helped a lot with the feelings of the scene, so good work on the director's part there. Overall, there were some very notable problems, mostly with the cinematography and the setup of lots of shots, but an effective score, entrancing acting, and seamless editing really drew the viewer in. I'm going to give Ramen Shop a B+. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're having a good week. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Ciao.